In this installment, I'm painting a follow-up to my episode 9. This is Mewtwo and Marge and Ren from the respective universes of The Simpsons, Pokemon, and Ren and Stimpy. Mewtwo I think is going to be the easiest to paint, except for mixing the colors. So I think I'm going to cheap out a little bit today. I just used a couple pre-mixed colors. He's going to be lavender. I don't think that's right, but whatever. It's art. It's a different universe. I also don't want to get sued. I'll say that the hue is off. This is the extra character I created. He is new to with an N at front. Man, I should just have all my paints ready like Bob Ross does. Half my show is just me fiddling around with paints. This show was brought to you by me, Garrett Perry. I put it out for the world to enjoy. Not very many people watch it, so shout out to the few people that do. You're awesome. I think I'm going to be doing an intermission in the show. Just be prepared. Make sure everything's all good in the hood. I wish I had that picture to look at. I kind of photoshopped this. I'll put the crappy Photoshop up right now. This is what I put together when I drew this, and still I couldn't draw Marge. As you can see, I separated her hair into 2 columns there, which she normally only wears one. There's this myth going around in the internet that Marge is actually a mutant, kind of like similar to that Futurama has. So she had, the theory is that she has bunny ears under her hair, and that's why her hair is so tall. And there's like a video game made in the 90s where you could play as Marge, and there's like where she could get electrocuted by one of the characters, or by, I don't know, just the gameplay. And when she gets shocked, you can see the bunny ears. She has like skeletons in her hair. And that's what everybody bases the truth, this myth on. And there's a lot of radioactive creatures in the Simpsons universe, like that fish that Bart catches. The radiation fish. Never understood why that was such a big deal as a kid, but I guess I kind of understand it now. It was just funny entertainment. I guess, did I really understand what was going on in the Simpsons as a kid? Bart Simpson was my teacher growing up. Parents didn't teach me everything. And what they missed, the Simpsons taught me. School didn't teach me crap. Teach me that I hated work, I guess. Homework? It's BS. So I just did really bad. Showed them. But now I'm not really a successful human, so. But in whose eyes? In CKPG's eyes, where they fired me? What a painful decision that must have been. I'm awesome. My friend Joel here was here for like 2 weeks. He lives in Vancouver. We went to high school together. It was really fucking cool to see him again. Just catch up, and we didn't even get to do that much. We went and eat a few places around town. Went to China Cup more than we should have, twice. But no regrets. China Cup, Prince George. You gotta go when you're passing through. I think that's just a little bit of a tradition. As you can see behind me, it's just white. This is a canvas. It's 3 feet by 4 feet. I'm gonna paint a cat on it. Maybe 2. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I might paint a cat house, and it'll just have the structural integrity of a house, but on the top will be a cat head, and the whole structure of the house and like the chimney would be a cattail. That'd be a pretty good one. You could throw a lot of detail on that. Look at that size of that canvas. I'll be honest, it's intimidating. That's half the reason why I bought it. That's a finger there, and that's got to be the thing. I wonder if his fingers are different colors. Because I know his tail is starting here. This is all different color. And maybe these little nubbies on his feeties. Well, I do have the photo close. No, those knobbies on his feet aren't even fingers are the same color. My reference photo uses a lot of shade. My friend just upgraded, Joel Stewart from the last episode, episode 10 of the show, gave me these headphones. They're like a Bose wireless headphone. Pretty neat. They're the nicest headphones I've ever had. And they're all Bluetooth. I broke my headphones, sadly. Both pairs that I was using. Just from all that I was doing, I was sleeping with them. Listening to music on my phone, falling asleep. I don't like to fall asleep in silence, apparently. My pictures of cats that I'm painting, I swear my next episode I'm going to be painting a cat. Just like, because I like to paint cats. Obviously, I painted 100 close-ups. It's nice not feeling obligated to try and finish those 100 paintings as I'm done now. So now I'm just painting cats for fun. What a trip. That might have been a bit too big for it to be a finger. Whatever. Mewtwo's big. So Mewtwo is deformed. As you've seen in episode 9, what Mew looks like. He flies around. Mewtwo's huge. He doesn't fly around. He can fly around. But he could also walk. He talks. He communicates telepathically. And Mew doesn't. Mew's just like any other Pokemon, just says its name. That's the way they depicted it on the show. Oh man. I think I'm gonna have a goal of trying to paint a few more of these a week. Right now I'm doing about one a week. When I first started the show, I was kind of like at a rock bottom place, so I did 5 in 1 week. No regrets. But that's all I was doing for that week. It was distracting me from the darkness of my own thoughts. Yeah, sometimes life just sucks. And in those times, I feel more comfortable, I think. Times are good. I was working at CKPG, paying my bills and stuff. But now I got fired. Going on social assistance. Struggling to get by. My room flooded. I got a whole bunch of water in my room. Kind of lame. So they ripped out the carpet a few days ago. They fixed the leak. At least I hope so. They're going to put in a new carpet. They scheduled a company to come on February 14th. So I'll be spending my Valentine's Day with a carpet. And you know what? I've never been happier. I don't even know if that's the truth. But I'm kind of at a state of happiness now. This is where I'd like to live. I was just unable to be happy working. And now I'm just the lazy scum of the earth. It'd be kind of nice. Maybe I will start selling paintings. Some people want to buy my cat paintings. And I painted them specifically with an art show in mind. So I don't know if I should just tell them that you're first in line to buy it when it's gone public with the rest. That's what I feel like I should do. Though it would be nice to get some extra money. But do I have to claim that? I know I'd have to claim it if I started making lots of money. I was just about to try to pick up the canvas there so I could paint it, but it's bolted down pretty good. I bolted it down pre-show, so that was smart of me. Now my shots are gonna look good. If I just picked it up there and flipped it upside down or whatever, it would have screwed up my whole show. It's fun having this show just for myself right now. No one's telling me what to do. In fact, I'm using a lot of characters that I shouldn't paint right now if I plan to sell them. Well, I won't be selling prints of any of these, so you're gonna have, it's like original or nothing. With some of my other cat originals, I may or may not get prints of one day. It'd be kind of cool to have a bunch of 8x10 prints available at my art show of my 8x10 cat paintings. Just a few of the fan favorites, maybe. Or by request. I don't know, I might get in trouble for selling a few of them, like the Kiss cats. Those I might get away with selling the originals, but I don't think if I started selling copies, there might be some problems. Even the originals is a little iffy on some of these. My goal, I guess, is to have them for sale for $1 a square inch, but that seems a little hefty to me. But it feels like a real art price. But a piece this would be $320. That seems a little high to me. Like the medium, it's acrylic, maybe it's not worth that much. But I guess it's just worth as much as I say it is. Almost done with the first color. So the thing about watching Bob Ross, he's on Netflix by the way. You can check out Chillin' with Bob Ross. He paints a few things. You can check out that painting where he paints in one color, in black and white and blue, for his one blind viewer, or not blind, but colorblind viewer that said he could only see in gray. And he just wanted to show him that even colored people could paint. And I remember seeing a meme, and the basis of the meme was like, oh, Bob Ross loved everybody, even the blind. Yeah, so I'm just going to pump this episode out really quick. And then I think I'm going to paint maybe one cat canvas on this side. And then I think I'm going to tackle the behemoth. The biggest canvas I've ever tried to tackle. The 4 foot by 3 foot one. Oh, my fridge just went off, turned on. I don't know, you might be able to hear that. There's also a loud power bar that I use for my computer. It's on a timer, but I use the side that doesn't have a timer. But once it's plugged in, that clock is going continuously. It makes this annoying hum. I have a deep freeze in this apartment too, as a gift from my friend Karen. She's awesome. She's taking care of me. She's like being a mom to me there for a bit. And this is like my Prince George mom. Almost finished with the purple, but just ran out of paint. Almost finished with the leg. Feels like I want to go over this with another layer of this lavender. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. This is half a speed painting, except I'm kind of taking my time a little bit more this episode. I think it might be more like an hour, just because, well, it depends how far I get before this first intermission. I don't know if people like the intermission. Maybe I should like cut it shorter, use a shorter song, but I like the intermission. It makes us feel like that's the flow to the show. I should like come up with lyrics for the intermission music and sing them and use it as the credits music. Though I've never really need credits except for the 2 episodes where I had a guest host, and the one episode, which was 2 episodes, when I painted the companion piece to this painting. Devin Kavanaugh, he was my camera person. I don't even think I properly credited him in the episode, but I'm sure it's not the hugest deal. But he said he couldn't really help on a daily or like a weekly basis or anything, so I just wanted to get him out here once at least, so I could do another episode with his help and have it kind of... I wanted to do the intro for the show, which is me sweeping with the broom, which is an homage of The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, because he starts a show. He's on a green screen though, and he has a couple brooms taped together, and he's like painting. And as he's painting like the wall, the green screen with his giant broom, it shows a painting that he's painted during during one of the episodes of the series that he did. So I just had me cleaning up kind of as an homage. So I wanted to get that out of the way. I think I wanted some help with it, and I think it turned out really good. I just used the first few seconds of the intermission music as some intro music, and then like the full intermission song done by my buddy Carl. He gave it to me for a documentary I made about my hometown in Kiwanga. It was not really a documentary. It was kind of like... It was a documentary in a sense, but it was just me visiting my hometown. So it wasn't that spectacular. I like the episodes in the show where I had 2 intermissions, or I had like an early intermission for some reason, like I wasn't prepared properly. Or like the episode just went on for too long, just like, oh, well, coming up to our second chunk of 30 minutes and we're not done the painting yet. Though when I did the companion piece to this on the show, the intermission, I painted the background off camera until the very end. I got my buddy Devin Kavanaugh, jeez, to get some like behind the scenes-esque shots just to put behind the intermission shot, because I had that idea. I'll be doing that in this episode too. A unique one as compared to the last episode. I could easily just copy it, but I changed up a few of my art pieces in the background here. I zoomed up a little closer so you won't really see the changes from last episode, because last episode it was the widest. Well, I guess 2 episodes ago it was pretty wide too. I've been slowly just adding more pieces. I've been painting off camera. I would like to do a lot more painting on camera, just to have that content out there, because it's awesome. Alright, Mewtwo is cut in. 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes to paint Mewtwo. Ren. I don't know what color Ren is. Just off camera I have the last episode, so kind of color check a few episode things. I'm going to try to match the Simpson colors so they match between the paintings, because I just got a new yellow. It'd be kind of weird to use a different yellow and have a different tone of yellow for Marge, because I imagine these have to go as a pair, or I want them to, but you know, some people might just like Homer and want that piece, and then I'm sure enough people will like this. Might have to sell it for less down the road or something, you never know. Also, I was standing up 2 episodes ago. I'm sitting down this episode. Big changes. I would like to get a new camera. One that lasts longer than 30 minutes of battery. Not battery, but film. Like, that's the biggest reason why I have the intermission. My battery stops. Not my battery again, my camera stops after 30 minutes. I have the second camera set up now. That one goes for 40 minutes. So I just start recording on that one first, so I know it'll always last as long as the other one will last longer. Yeah, so I painted Mewtwo pretty good, and then I painted Simpy like 8 out of 10, but Marge, she does not look good at all. She looks like she should go to the hospital or something. It's like... And this yellow is really weak. I always get the pencil lead in it. It darkens it up. Not intentionally. Obviously. Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to be green anyway. That'll cover up really nice. Cover up the yellow that I just spilt over. I make mistakes all the time. And one of Bob Ross's things is happy little accidents. No such thing as a mistake. So in a I talked about this in a previous episode that I painted the companion piece, the happy little catsidents. I won't show it again. But yeah, I'm developing some more cat paintings, and I got a bigger canvas, stepping up my art game a little bit. People are inquiring about buying them. It's pretty sweet. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Is she not wearing a bracelet? Nope, she doesn't wear a bracelet. Ooh, my neighbors are leaving. You can kind of hear the hallway a little bit. Sometimes I wonder if they could hear in here. Like, what's going on? Who's he talking to? It's a pretty quiet conversation. There's Marge colored. I'll use her skin. I'm gonna move with Stimpy, because he looks like he wants to be painted next. Hurt me! So I think I need a tan color for him. I have the picture pulled up. Oh, it's a weird looking. Almost like a dark brown too much. It's a really weird color. Maybe I need to attach a red into there. I'll use that new red I got. Just because it's convenient. That might have been more than a tad of red, but this red paint is pretty weak. Okay, but it overpowered my brown pretty good. That's just red now. Wasting all my... There's no way I could use that. That's like the touch-up colors. Okay, so I use like a tad of that. Let's just do that again. I'll use a different yellow this time. And a brown? Where's the brown? There's a brown. I wonder how sanitary it is to put paintbrushes in your mouth. These paintbrushes are disgusting. Just because they're mine. It's like it needs to be just a touch more brown. Sometimes I wish there was a close-up of my paint tray, but sometimes it's embarrassing. Alright, that's the color I'm going with Stimpy. I'm going to now switch my brush, because that's a mess. And Stimpy's kind of small. I must be getting close to the end of this installment, or the halfway point of this installment. Some more painting ideas I want to do. I want to just recreate album covers. I'd like to get some canvases that are roughly twice the size of an LP, and just pick an LP. Maybe I'll listen to it. I won't be able to play it on the show if I do it on the painting show, but I want to recreate the album cover away, and maybe do a little silly sometimes, or try to do it straightforward. Might be fun. Or not. Might be just more work for no one to watch. I don't know how to properly cue myself. I don't want to be looking at the camera all the time, finding out how much time I have left. Doing pretty good. I only did it once so far this episode, or installment. Alright, we're pretty much out of time. Jeez, that's sad. I didn't really get to paint much of Stimpy. I wanted to paint the background of the break. But maybe I should just take a small break. I still have a lot of characters to paint. That took me half an hour to do. Jeez. The last one, it took me like 35 minutes to paint the whole thing. Yeah, because we took a break earlier on in the episode. Alright, well anyway, so... Thank you for sticking with me through that intermission. I hope it was not too bad. I don't know. I don't know if the intermission's bad or if it's good. Before I get painting in, I just would like to announce here, first on this show, not even my podcast, that March 9th, 2019, live on Cipher, Saturday, at 7 p.m. I'm going to have Mayor Lynn Hall on my podcast, live on the radio. I'll also be editing it together and putting it on the interwebs for alternate viewings and the Cipher website, so stay tuned. I'm not going to paint Stimpy right away. Maybe I will. I'll paint this little nose. But look at this red I made. It started off with yellow and then brown. It looks kind of red. I like it. The red was like a really overpowering color. So I'll paint Marge's necklace. Just jump right over to Marge while we're here. So paintings. Every painting tells a story. At least 1,000 words long. Because they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm creating a picture right now. So I'm going to tell you some of the story behind this picture. You know, when the Simpsons met Futurama, the Futurama came to the past. That was like an alternate dimension where that was created, where multiple universes have connected, and one that hasn't been explored yet on TV has been when the Simpsons ran into the Pokemon, and more specifically when they ran into the legendary Pokemon Mew and Mewtwo as their friends now. And in this universe, the Simpsons do not own Santa's Little Helper and Snowball 2. They own Ren and Stimpy. They don't understand them. But Stimpy is a Chihuahua, so he's like a lapdog. And Mewtwo here is just showing him off for everybody. And Stimpy's just... or no, Ren. This is Ren I'm talking about. Sorry if this is confusing. If I'm last. So anyway. Yeah. So this is them just posing for a picture. Where is the picture? I haven't decided yet. Maybe by... oh, I should do it like in front of the couch. That would be hilarious. So during this next intermission, which I'm gonna have to take one, I will do that. Back to Ren. Ren was not a big part of my childhood, though he was present. I did see some Ren and Stimpy shows as a kid. I told that story in the last episode, so whatever. I watched the adult versions and I got traumatized, and that's all I could really tell you. I don't remember what was so traumatizing about it. Obviously, it's a blocked memory. So, in conclusion, it must have been really fucking good. I have a feeling the show's gonna be a cat show in a little bit. My sister's gonna lend me, I'm gonna take care of her cat, Bowery, again, which you might have seen in some of my previous videos, and hopefully you get to see in some future videos, because it'll just be me and the cat hanging out, and it's gonna be super chill, man. Because obviously I'm not really doing that much. Painting, existing, surviving. That's all I'm doing right now. Survival mode. Not bad. So, like I said, Mayor Lynn Hall is going to be on a future show of my podcast. I might ask some viewer-generated questions. So I'm putting it out to the world. If you want to ask me a question, or I want me to ask Mayor Lynn Hall of Prince George a question on March 9th, Saturday the 7th, on Cipher, send me an email at gpdoespg@gmail.com. And if you're watching this, you're probably watching it on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That would be fun. I'd like to have a few more subscribers. Create a YouTube account if you don't have one. Why not? See all my future videos. I'd like to see what I would be doing in 10 years. See if I'll still be creating content. His eyes were like kind of straight up pink. I don't need much paint because it's just his eyeballs. Maybe black pupil. I guess I'll have to paint the white of his eyes. Maybe there'll be like a line of black around this. That's what I envision. I'm going to outline his eyeballs. I wonder what color Mewtwo's eyes are. You know what? I don't care. They're blue in this universe. Brown eyes. Brown eye Mewtwo. He isn't even unique. Everybody has brown eyes. A lot of life lessons from Mewtwo, from the first Mewtwo movie. I should watch it again so I know what those lessons are. Alright. That looks like a brown eye. That looks like a colored Stimpy. Green. Blue. I could do this. I got this! I got this. Oh, I don't even have the thing pulled up anymore. Is that the right blue? Ugh, it's too dark. But I don't want it. Oh, they're inside. No big deal. So I don't want the neon blue. I don't even know I have that one out. I want the tropical blue. I want almost too blue. Too light blue. Too dark blue. Aren't these always problems? I can't wait to get some more paints in the future. Kind of playing with these new paints. I know what to look for in future purchases. I want the paints to be dark. I do not want what's the word? The kind of paint that alright, I'm gonna have to look at this up. I'm just draining. I don't want transparent paint. I want, no, that one's also transparent. I want semi-opaque. So I'll be looking for that. I'll be getting some nice rich colors. I learned that the hard way. Stupid transparent colors. They're hard to paint with. They're all transparency. Maybe I'll figure out a way to use it, incorporate transparent paints in my paintings in the future. Oh, maybe it's good for blending. Actually, I do have a lot of fun using those paints, and I will be using them in future paintings. But just let the world be known that I'm going to be trying to get some nicer paint somehow. Being broke sucks. Everything costs money. I'm going to have to sell some things. I'm going to sell a tripod. I have this old 1930s tripod made in Hollywood. It should belong in a museum, it kind of feels like. I'm going to sell it for money. I think I'm going to sell it for $140. So I'm going to put it on a buy and sell in Prince George soon. It's missing an arm. It's pretty much a shame. It's not complete. So that's why it's only going to be $140. I think it would be worth like $200 or more. Now this mixed up color of the two blues together is looking not bad. So, as you can see, I will leave it. I believe that Marge is a mutant. She's like Leela. I wonder if Marge and Homer have infected their kids, Bart and Lisa. That would mean they're half a mutant. And who's to say Homer's not a mutant? They all live in this town. But then it's just like, when did this stop? Is the whole cast of The Simpsons mutated? There's a lot of characters in The Simpsons. Everybody but Mr. Burns. He's the only human. And he's the one that mutated everybody with his power plant. Maybe some of the older people, like Grandpa Simpson. Or maybe they're like the first generation of mutants. Now I'm thinking they're like mutants from the X-Men universe. What powers would Marge have? What would they be like? The Fantastic Four? Marge would be like the Invisible Woman. Homer would be super stretchy. Even though he's super stretchy, he's still fat. He could just get bigger. And then Bart is the flame-on dude. and Lisa would be the Thing. Why wouldn't it make sense that Homer would be the Thing? But not in this universe. Lisa's the Thing. Gender equality. Ooh, I don't know about this green either. It's pretty light green. I know what I'm going to do. Green. White. Can't make pink. I think it's going to make light green. Maybe use a big brush. That'd be funny. Use a bigger brush. I don't know if the segment's going to be as long as the last segment. I have to end it a little earlier, have the second intermission. I don't know what kind of music I'll play. I'll probably play one of my originals created with Carl Wiesen with our band Pink Riot. I'm writing a radio play of Pink Riot in this fictional universe. I don't think that's right, proper green, but you know what? I'm going with it. I'll take some of her Popeye forearm away, why not? I'll be nice. I don't know if I'm done painting humans yet. I want to create the scene of Kevin from The Office when he brings Chili into the office and he has a major fail. It's the most traumatizing scene in The Office. It happens in season 9. Apparently Kevin Malone brings his famous chili. The trick is to let the onions, undercook the onions. They're all gonna get to know each other in the pot anyway. But anyway, he's saying all this about this chili. It shows him spilling it everywhere. And I've done that. I've not with chili, but with soup. When I volunteered with Katimovic, they sent me up volunteering with a soup kitchen, and I had a Kevin Malone moment like that. Except I didn't have it quite as bad where I was rolling around in the chili. I was like, oh crap, I spilled this. I guess I gotta get a mop. I gotta clean this up. And that's what I did. I cleaned it up. And the funny ending to that story was that there was a bunch of girls that came in, and they're all high school, kind of just a little bit younger than me, I guess, because I just graduated high school, and I was cleaning up my mess, and I was embarrassed. But they all spoke French, and I spoke English, so I had no enthusiasm to learn French whatsoever. It's just like, screw this. I'd have more interest now in learning Spanish, I think. Be able to travel further. Oops, shit. Whatever, I'm sure I'm gonna fuck up a lot in the next layer. But I guess I'll paint the whites of their eyes yet. I think I'll clean my brushes too. So I'll do a count brush. Count. Before I pack up for the second intermission. And in the intermission I'm going to paint the background, so I don't know how long that's going to take. But I'll set up the camera, I think, and I'll do like one of those videos that goes just super fast, like, but it'll just be the painting. And it'll be a little bit farther away than that shot, so it could fit in the intermission. But it'll just be going, and it'll show me painting. But I'll be listening to a podcast. Shout out to Your Mom's House podcast with Christina P. and Tom Segura. That podcast is awesome. I just kind of started getting into it not too long ago. Watching the Joe Rogan podcast. Both Christina P. and Tom Segura were guests on separate times, and maybe at once post together, but not the one that I've seen. And yeah, they do their own podcast called Your Mom's House. What kind of podcasts do you listen to? Do you listen to the Garrett Perry podcast? It's such a new one. I don't really have that many famous guests. Oh shit. That scared me. I don't have that many famous guests. The mayor's going to be pretty big, but he's not really that famous. He's kind of like famous for Prince George. He's kind of like a mayor that cares a little bit and does some stuff, and he's out and about and made changes. And he's cool. He's hip. He's jacked. He's coming on my podcast. What the heck? That seems weird to me. But cool at the same time. That's that hip Marilyn Hall for you. Well, I still have you. I will paint some more of this because I don't like the paint strokes. But I'll use a big brush though, because I'm lazy. Yeah. You can still see the brush strokes. Just a little harder to see. Kind of blend together a little more. It's not so transparent. Ooh, learning some big paint words. Pretty soon I'll be throwing around hue, tint, and I'll actually know what I'm talking about. Oops, fucked that up. Yeah, I'll just cover that up. Ooh. Yeah, this really dark purple seems to be transparent, as they say in the painting world. Do you guys paint? I know people used to paint along with Bob Ross's show, The Joy of Painting. I would like to do that. But then again, like I always say, he does it with oils. And I paint with acrylics. At the moment, I feel like I want to transfer, but I'm also scared at the same time. Shout out to Christina Watts. She has Ridgeside Art downtown. Also on Shaw Cable 10, she has her show where she paints. She told me it was in a Bob Ross style to describe it when I first met her in person. But I've since seen the show. And I enjoyed it. I almost feel like I want to volunteer and produce a show for her. But, yeah. Too much work. I'd rather just produce my own show. At the end of it, it's my art. And I'm battling this crippling hoarding addiction. And now I'm starting to just hoard my own art. I'll buy blank canvases. And then it's like, it's my own creation. It's my precious. But, you know, I'm going to do that art show. Get us out to the world. You know, I'm really digging this painting. It's looking good so far. Second intermission, man. Thanks for watching.
That cat over there, he's covered with cheese. Know who did that? Who did that? It was me. All over the place. It's all by me.
All right. During the intermission, oh man, I did so much stuff. I painted this, for instance. I pre-mixed all the colors, and I had to make this like really pale yellow for the background. And I'll make some colors for a unique purple for the carpet. Made the brown a little bit more of a unique color in the sailboat. I listened to some music. I listened to Neil Young's Letter Home album, and it starts off and he writes, He's like in this record booth recording the album, and I don't even have a paint tray. Oh no! Ah! Well, there we go. This segment's going to be a lot easier to edit now because I just lost one of my cameras. Haha! Closer up now. Got the cameras rolling again, so that's the same problem. Clean paint tray. I just have multiple layers of them. Where's my black paint? Yeah. Oh, before I do that, I have to do a bit of patchwork. Because when I was painting, I got a bit of a couch on her dress. Got a little bit... What happened there? I don't know. That must have been more couch, but like right in the middle of her dress. So anyway. I have some of her dress color left. Oh, it's still a bit wet. Still kind of looks like a patch. The green must have dried faster than the white paint that I mixed it in. It kind of makes more depth now. No such thing as mistakes. There's happy little accidents. Oh yeah, so I was listening to a Neil Young album, Letter Home. And for the album, he's recording an album with Jack White in a recording booth, which was a concept that doesn't exist anymore. The closest thing we have now is like a photo booth. But you go into this booth and it'll record you, but while it's recording it, it's directly to a 45 record. So you got like 5 minutes tops to record your song. And then it's burnt to disc, and that's what the album is. You could just listen to, and it's really, really poor sound recording. Jack White found a vintage one of these machines. They existed, and he got it all fixed up. And it was in his, I don't know if it was in like a museum or if it was in just Jack White's awesome shit of stuff. But the story was that Neil Young heard somebody cover one of his songs in the booth, and he was like, hey, that's an idea. Why don't I just cover some other people's music in that booth? And that's what they did. Oh, shit. They produced a letter home, they call it. And it's a bunch of Neil Young covers. So anyway, yeah, he writes a letter home to his shit. To his mom. Oh, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Does that even matter? Whatever. He writes a letter home, doodly doo, and oh no, he writes a letter to his mom, and he's in heaven. She's dead. And he's like, a long time since we talked last. And that really made me cry for some reason. It's like I love my mother or something, made me think. And it hasn't been long since I talked to her. I just went home for a vacation and stayed there for a couple weeks just to get away from it all. Run away from my problems, so to say. So, yeah. I guess I cried in the intermission, is the point of that story. I love Neil Young, and I love my mom, and I love my dad while I'm at it. They're still alive, and they're still together, so I had a happy childhood and stuff, and it's all weird. I guess I'll never be famous. Not too emotionally fucked up from childhood. Maybe that's why I'll never be a comedian. I learned something new today. My battery of that camera only lasts about an hour. Oh, maybe the memory's full. That could be a possibility. But it's a 32 gigger. Yeah, it must have been battery. I don't think I'll be getting a spare battery for that camera. It's a little obsolete. I always find this black glare is when the paintings come to life. I saw a movie in the theaters. I guess since I'm uploading this so fast, I'll probably be editing this tomorrow and uploading it the day after. Or that day, whenever it's done. I'm sure it'll be an easy edit. This segment 3 is going to be a blast. I don't have to do nothing. Just how long is it going to take me to cut it together? I don't know. Filling up the silence with noise. I already said everything I wanted to say. I don't think Mewtwo even has a mouth. He communicates telepathically. And he doesn't need to eat. He doesn't have an anus either, because he doesn't poop. But most Pokemon do have anuses, by the way. In case you were wondering. How do I know this? My imagination must just be better than yours. Unless you knew that too. I'm not really a fan of Stimpy. Well, I guess I covered that already. Boring. Move on to the next subject already. Oh, here's something cool. Bob Ross always talks about his squirrels or some wildlife, and he always shows footage. I had a wildlife interaction with a crow. I'll just show this video footage over top here while I fill in some of these white lines. So yeah, it was just me with my crow. It was biting my hand. I don't know if we were that friends. Maybe he just wanted food. Obviously he wanted food. My mom filmed this for me. We were just coming back from Kitlonga. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little video, eh? Now I gotta remember to edit that in. So I guess I'm lucky just to have my mom still alive. She's young yet. She's born in 1964. I'm not going to say the exact name of her age. I think it's 29 or 39 or something. Whatever. Whatever she feels like. I'm going to have to go to the reference picture for some of Mewtwo. Sorry about the crackling of my chair. Mewtwo. He does have a mouth. What am I talking about? I just must, look, he's got a little mouth. Doesn't look like much of a mouth. Might as well make it bigger. And then make sure that this looks like a nose. That line's a bit big. Ugh, I should have done this in between the breaks. It's got a pectoral muscle here, and another one here. And just some shoulder. I think that's the only really extracurricular lines. Everything else is pretty straightforward. she's my sweetest lady. Lady of the 80s. Street Heart. No, Loverboy. I was just listening to my last show I did at CFUR on the air. I listened to some records. It's always a blast. One of my favorite things to do on the radio. They're just my personal record collection. Pretty nifty. I have a big one. Almost too big. I want to like downsize it a little bit. But that means like selling some of my hoard. And I'm a self-proclaimed hoarder. And I don't want to be anymore. But I also like my music. And I don't know. Maybe it'd be nice just to sell some of the music, let some other people enjoy the records. I had fun hunting them out. They're just gonna be thrown away when I die one day anyway. A lot of them I don't even listen to. Maybe I should just keep the ones that I listen to. So this is the black segment because I do all the black layers. I hope this takes me less than half an hour. Because I don't want to restart that cam again. Marge Simpson. She has an abusive relationship where she's not happy. She hates her time with Homer most of the time. She takes care of the kids while Homer drinks in a bar. But yet, day after day, and episode after episode, she comes back to Homer. And, well, that's the story of Marge. So, one thing about watching Bob Ross paint is he always has technique. That's something I don't have. I'm just like, I'm going to put the paint where I want the paint to go. And, I guess there's technique involved. I guess it's just like the luck of the job, the brush too. A lot of these brushes suck. Some are alright. Some are really good. Oh, that's a smudge I forgot to cover. I'm gonna stop painting with the black for a second. Grab that blue brush. Grab a brush for the blue. Grab that pre-mixed color. And looks all dried, so I'm gonna have to mix some more. Uh-oh, this is always... Is it worth it? Looks good enough. There we go. Marge. Oh, homie. She has a really weird voice. And does it even look like Marge? Well, one of my favorite episodes is the Behind the Simpsons episode with Troy McClure. Troy McClure was awesome. I wish that he wasn't murdered Phil Hartman, so he could have continued his role in The Simpsons more than anything. Maybe News Radio with Joe Rogan would have got continued. That would have been good. I like that show. I have a couple seasons on DVD. I have seasons 1 and 2 and 3 and 5. So I don't have season 4. So I have the season that happened after Phil Hartman was murdered, so he's just kind of absent. They wrote off that he had a heart attack in the show. But yeah, I never seen season 4. Candy Alexander, who plays one of the on-air talents. She left the show after season 4. And I guess she was written off, I don't know. But she's like comes back as a featured guest, not as a regular cast or something, but not a full member of the cast on that episode. Oh! No! I smudged it. Let's see if I get some of that black out. What's still wet? You can do this. And then you get some of that background color. Shit! That's what I would say if I was really angry. But it's kind of fun to pretend to be angry. I said this in a previous show, but I felt like they have a repressed anger gene. And is that necessarily a bad thing? Anger sucks. I hate being angry. But maybe I should be angry sometimes. Especially things that make me angry. Not repress so many emotions until I'm depressed. Oh, is that healthy either? Mewtwo. He is the clone of Mew, but he's so deformed, he looks different. It's kind of like the difference between twins of Danny DeVito and Arnold the Schwarzenegger. Which I heard they're making a sequel to. They're calling it Triplets. Shitty deal. Just lick both my fingers. I don't know why. The double leg. Shouldn't be painting this, I should be painting Marge right now. Oops. Maybe I'll come back to Marge. Paint some more of... No, I painted the entirety of Ren. Alright, I gotta look at the camera for the time. I got about 10 minutes left. I'll just fast forward through this. Shit! Shit! Oh wait, that's meant to be there. Ah! Let's just see if I can paint over that. It's like the black is kind of melting, but it's because I'm being negligent painting, not painting in the proper order. Whatever. Life goes on. So yeah, my next episode, I'm planning on painting a cat on about the same size canvas as this. This is a... oh shoot. I don't even know what size canvas I'm painting on. I think it's an 18 by 24. Something I gotta better with measuring my canvases. I buy them, but I feel after I bought this large canvas behind me, the 3 foot by 4 foot one, it's about as big as they get. I give it a little bit bigger, but they also get like tremendously more expensive too. I need to get some canvas roll and start making my own canvases, I guess. Is that the way to go? Might be. I almost painted Maggie. I wanted Marge to be holding Ren and Maggie to be held by Mewtwo. But I decided not to. Maggie will get her own painting one day probably. Or not. Maybe I'm done painting the Simpsons forever. I painted some Pokemon before. I messed around with some watercolors. Still ended up with the same technique really. But it's kind of fun. I painted a Heracross from Generation 2. And I painted a Vulpix from Generation 1. They're just hanging up in my sister's old room. She moved out. She didn't take everything yet, but I guess I'm looking for a roommate. In the near future. Maybe once the carpeting is done on my in my bedroom. Because as I said, my bedroom flooded. Feel the paint. No more smudges though. Good. Mewtwo. He's so hard to catch unless he's the Master Ball. But I was greedy. I kept the Master Ball and I went into the cave with a lot of Ultra Balls. And then I went and I found Mewtwo. And then, you know what? I failed a lot. Killed him lots. Restarted him. Saved it right outside of Mewtwo. Talked to him. And then I would fight him. And then I would try to catch him. Spend hours just throwing Ultra Balls. I mean, I would weaken him first, of course. That's how you play the game, but I did that with the legendary Pokemon too. Like other legendary Pokemon, I should say. Ooh, that's probably too far down there. The other legendary Pokemon being the birds. Zapdos was the only one I really cared about. If I were to do, which I've wanted to do this, but like do a power run through where you only got like a week and you start a new game, but you do it with your friend too, and your friend starts a new game on the old system, and then you just try to powerhouse through, see who could, and then you hook up your Game Boys with the Game Link cables, which I have a pair, and then fight. Generation 1. No cheating allowed. You're not allowed to get Mew with the glitch. That's an illegal Pokemon. Missing number with the Master Balls. But it's also, you gotta do it on the honor system, because you could probably cover your tracks if you get the missing number Pokemon and get the cheat. Getting pretty close to being done here. I think I have to do a touch up of some black. That's what I'll finish. I'll probably do the sign off of the signature of me before, and then I'll do some touch ups as I wrap up. Wrap up my show, brought to you by nobody. Just good old me. I put so much work into this episode. And I've put so much work into previous episodes, and sometimes I wonder why. But, it's just... Why do I wonder why? I don't know. I know why. I'm getting practice. Practicing. I need more black paint. I didn't even close it. I'm getting lazy. Gotta remember that. Do stuff. Ooh, we got like 4.5 minutes left. Am I gonna even have time to do everything I wanted to do? Now I just feel like I'm running. Ah! Shouldn't have done that. Like Hagrid. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. God damn, now the kids know about my demon dog. They gonna know about the flute. What they gonna do? They're gonna go after that damn philosopher's stone. Shouldn't have said that. People said I look like Hagrid. Just because I'm a big fat guy. Beard. I get it. It's pretty funny. But has anybody ever told you you look like Neville Longbottom? Well, you do. Insults are free. Alright. Jeez, I only got a couple minutes left. But I got some time. So, covering up some black. Am I gonna have time to do a brush count? Probably not. It didn't work too well. Just some Mewtwo. I have like a palette for the characters, a palette for the background, and a palette just for black for some reason. Gotta reuse one of these palettes. Yellow. Shit. I'm flying through brushes. Where's the yellow? That's the right yellow, not the right yellow. What was that? That was the right yellow. Speeding, 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 speeding. Ah! I didn't even sign my name. There we have it. Mewtwo, Marge, and Ren. Brush count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 11 is 18. Plus the ones I did in the one between. So 18 plus 16 is 34. 34 brushes. And this has been Psychiatric Painting with Perry, Mewtwo, Ren, and Marge. I don't like the character that much, so I keep calling him Stimpy because I like the other one better because he's a cat. This one's annoying little Chihuahua. And Chihuahuas can burn. They could just burn it out. Alright, I got a little bit of time left. I'm just gonna put this little... Ooh. Ooh. It's like another little... Whoop. That's supposed to be another handle. I might have just effed up my painting royally. It was all perfect until that last little thing. Well, anyway, there you have it. Psychiatric Painting with Perry. youtube.com/DOIJJGPDoesPG@gmail.com. Email me. I wrote this letter. Hey Mom, just wanted to say I love you. I know you already know that. Hope you can tell Dad too. And if you can pass the love on to anyone who might need a hug today. Anyway, I'm very busy these days. I have lots to do. Love you, Mom.